gathered here for an awareness talk on the snake feeders, ecology, conservation and snakebite solutions organized by National Service Scheme Unit of Yenepoya Research Center and Center for Environmental Studies in association with Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, Yenepoya deemed to be University. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this event. Before we move ahead, I request Dr. Asif Hamid, Convener, Program Officer, NSS YRC, to escort the dignitaries to the dais. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our esteemed Director of Research and Development Cell, Dr. Rekha PD, to this awareness program. I request Dr. Asif Hamid to present a sapling to Rekha ma'am as a token of welcome. Thank you, sir. A heartfelt welcome to today's speaker, Mr. Ritan Bopanna KG, Operation Manager, Agumbe Rainforest Research Station, Suralihalla, Agumbe. On behalf of NSS Unit, Yenepoya Research Center, I welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Bhagya Sharma, Professor and Director of Center for Environmental Studies, to welcome our guest with the samplings. Welcome everyone. Now I request Dr. Rekha PD for her insightful talks.
Good afternoon everybody. Because we had small delay in the startup session, we changed the course of our plan. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mayuri. Yeah. So we have decided to conduct this session on some ecology, conservation, and particularly snake bites and other things like just with the purpose of making students aware of the thing, our responsibility for the environment ecosystem. Because when we think of snakes, most of us are scared of snakes, and as students, you know, like if suppose there is a snake bite, you have to treat the snake bites. And on the other hand, every organism on this planet right now, like say, we don't know what other things exist in other planets, have a set of functions that we call as their ecological functions. So they have some set of functions, and that should have to go on in a systematic way for the health of the whole globe or the planet Earth. So we know like climate change is causing a lot of effect on the health, while it also has the indirect or direct effects on the wildlife, and all of that are interlinked. So I'm not an expert in this subject, so I think Mr. Ritan Bopanna will definitely enlighten all of us in this subject, and I request all of you to cooperate for this session by maintaining utmost silence. Thank you.
Thank you, Rekha ma'am. Now I request Dr. Asif Hamid to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Ritan Bopanna KG, to the audience.
Thank you, Mayuri. Good afternoon all. It is my privilege to introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. Ritan Bopanna, a passionate herpetologist and wildlife educator. He currently serves as the program coordinator at the Agumbe Rainforest Research Station, a part of prestigious Madras Crocodile Bank Trust. Mr. Ritan's journey with wildlife began during his bachelor's degree and culminated in an MS in zoology, where his thesis focused on the snakes of Mangaluru. Over the past 5 years, he has worked tirelessly as a wildlife rescuer and educator, responding to numerous snake-related incidents and conducting workshops to promote coexistence with reptiles. At present, he is deeply involved in the King Cobra project, leading critical research and outreach activities. His work is especially significant in addressing the alarming statistic over 60,000 snake bite deaths annually in India. Recognizing that awareness about prevention and treatment is often overlooked, Mr. Ritan and his team actively engage with schools to educate young minds and spread awareness in vulnerable communities. Though through his experience, dedication and innovative approaches, Mr. Ritan has become a leading advocate for snake conservation and the reduction of snakebite fatalities. He also seeks to expand his impactful work by garnering support for research and outreach programs. Please join with me welcoming Mr. Ritan Bopanna as he presents the talk on the snake feeders, ecology, conservation and snakebite solution. I also request the dignity. Okay, thank you. Over to you. Over to you.
ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ವೀಡಿಯೋಸ್ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಎಸ್ ಇದೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು Start Maduda. Hi guys. Hi. Hi, I'm Ritan from Agumbe Rainforest Research Station. I work as a program coordinator there. In specific, I work on, me and my teammates work on king cobras. So to start with, can I know where MBBS students are? Okay, that one. And environmental studies? Oh, okay. Okay. Bioscience, okay, so which batch is this then? Research? Okay, okay, so we have people from diverse backgrounds then. Okay, so this talk is mostly not specific to any background. We had one lady who had done her MBBS, MD. I'm not sure which is a specialization. She was working on king cobras, okay. So anybody could just quit their job and just come back to snakes and conservation at any point, okay? So it's not subject specific. But do you guys want me to talk about king cobras first and then about snakes in general? Because snakes in general is a little boring. King cobras are like pretty interesting stuff. So maybe we could get more connected with king cobras than general talk about snakes. King cobras? Alright, okay. Yes, so no? Alright, so this is more like a warm-up video. So to introduce ourselves, yes sir, play. This is a king cobra which was rescued very close to our research station. So this is my field director, Ajay. This was just to wake all of you guys, so we don't have so much videos, but we do have videos of, interesting behaviors that we observed, okay? So, and this session should mostly be interactive. It's not that I'm talking and then you guys have maybe writing assignments or for attendance. Maybe let's make it more interactive and fun. Yeah, so next slide. So intro. So what are we and what do we do? So Agumbe Rainforest Research Station is known for king cobra conservation. So we have like 3 projects, which is in the next slide. So one is king cobra radio telemetry project. Have you heard radio telemetry as in, anybody knows what is radio telemetry? You're free to answer, like, sir. Yes, we use radio signals to follow the snake, okay? And the radio transmitters are of this size, exactly of this size. So it's more like insert the AA batteries into king cobras and then you study them. So this will be done by veterinarians, but we are the ones who monitor the snake, okay? Second is breeding biology. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Thank you. Breeding biology is where we study the reproductive biology of the king cobras. And last is king cobra conservation by education and outreach is something that we are doing now, okay? Yeah. Next slide. So if you see here, we'll directly get into the topic. This is a king cobra which was about 13 feet. So this is the length, okay? And this is a veterinarian and this is our staff. So we insert the transmitter somewhere close to the coelomic cavity, okay? So that's where the research starts. So first thing that we do is, you catch the king cobras, which was shown in the video. We get it to our research station and this is what we do. This is the initial step, okay? And after that, post that, we release the king cobras back into the wild, okay? It is released there. Post that, what happens, we'll have volunteers or employees who will have to roam around just behind the king cobras. So once this project starts, we are almost sleepless and maybe homeless for the next 3 years because this project goes for 3 years. And you have to monitor the snake for 3 years. And if you lose it, then it's like you're done. Your entire research is gone, okay? And you will have permission only to do with 2 or 3 snakes. So you will have a lot of pressure to follow the snake. If I lose it, then I'll mostly be chucked off my organization. You're like, no, you're not fit for it, okay? For that, so what it does is, so this is a transmitter, okay? And then this is a receiver which kind of receives signal from the transmitters which is inside the king cobra. And then this is an antenna which picks up signals. Now the question could be what is the distance that we should maintain, okay? Let's say the king cobra is there in the exit gate, okay, exit door. Then I should probably maintain this distance. I can't go more than that because I have to see king cobras to study their behaviors, to study their reproductive behavior. We would get signals to 600 meters to 1 kilometers to know where the snake is, but we would not know what the snake is doing. So king cobras have this insane behavior of, they have like crazy romance, okay? King cobras have like crazy romance. Okay, so their intimacy period is also, very, very unique to compare to other snakes. So I'm going to introduce you to the romance of king cobras too. Yeah. So what are the habitats? This is just to introduce, okay? This is what are the habitats that king cobras use. So previously we assumed that king cobras are only meant to be in forest. No, you would see it after Hebri. Anybody from Shimoga, Coorg, Northeast, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Northeast India? One person? Two? Yeah, a couple of them. So I think, yeah, you would have possibly seen king, maybe. I can hear noise. I want you to give attention because MBBS guys, it's very crucial for you to treat snakebite. So I'm going to come back to snakebite, okay? Yeah. So seasonal color variation in king cobras. Now what happens when we go for rescue calls? What happens? Like people say, like we saw 2 different snakes. Like we saw one snake which was slightly lightish and this was during March. And we saw a different snake which was in the month of June or July. So it's mostly one snake which will change its color, okay, during the shedding period. So one snake could have two colors, okay. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So ecdysis. Again, now this is going to be interactive. I want to know what is a possible reason for the snakes to shed. Why do snakes shed? Somebody answer. To grow. Yes. 100% correct. To grow. Yeah. That was more like applause. Yeah. Yeah. Any answers? Any more answers? There's one more answer which is like very specific. To remove the dead skin. 100% correct. There's one more specific answer. One more reason for all the snakes to shed. To be attractive? To be attractive, yes. To be attractive, yes. Snakes also shed to be attractive because if a male has to find a partner, he has to look attractive. Yeah. Yeah. Any other reason? Okay. So I'm going to come back. So in king cobras or any snakes for the matter, just like how we have ticks and mites concept, dogs, cats, king cobras also have ticks and mites. Now since they don't have legs or any other mechanism to remove them, shedding is the only way that king cobras could, remove all the ticks and mites, okay, or any snakes for that matter. Yeah. Again, we didn't know what did the project tell? We didn't know where king cobras live, what do they eat, when do they meet, when do they find their partner, nothing was known, okay. So we found, okay, king cobras are good swimmers. We have a video of king cobra hunting in the water body, okay. They're very, very good swimmers. And also they're good climbers here. And yeah. Yes, so what do king cobras eat? Yeah. What do king cobras eat? It was already hinted in the previous slide. Yeah. Other snakes? Anything other than snakes? Rats? Rodents, I would say. Okay. Anything else? Frogs? Anything else? Rabbits, okay. Let's consider mammals. Birds? Okay. Okay. So this is what we thought. Yeah. This is what we thought before we started the project. Nobody knew what exactly was king cobras eating. Now king cobras don't eat mammals at all. King cobras don't eat rats, egg, birds, nothing. They only eat on venomous snakes. They also feed on non-venomous snakes, but they mostly specifically feed on venomous snakes. Okay. Now, king cobra is feeding on a spectacle cobra, which is like widely distributed in Mangalore, any part in India, which is Nagarahavu, what we call in Kannada. Okay. And then we have the rat snake, which is Skerehavu in Kannada. Indian rock python. Pythons are huge, okay, but they'll still get a chance to feed on Indian rock python, and they feed on Indian rock python mostly when the male is in the heat period. Okay, I'll tell you how. Why do they feed on big snakes? And then pit viper. Anybody from Shimoga would have seen pit viper, or anybody from Coorg would have seen a pit viper for sure. Okay, yeah. And of all this is a venomous snake. This is a venomous snake. Non-venomous, non-venomous. Now, cannibalism behavior. King cobras feed their own, which means that cannibalism, males feed on females. I'll tell you how. This is now connected to romance and intimacy again. Okay. And other than snakes, king cobras only feed on monitor lizards, which come under reptile category. Okay. Except for snakes, anything that's not than snakes is only monitor lizard, which comes in the reptile category. Okay. That monitor lizards are called as Uda in Kannada. Udumbu in Malayalam. Alright. This is a video of king cobra hunting or feeding on a spectacle cobra in the water body. So see how good is king cobra at swimming. So that's the king cobra, and yeah, this is a spectacle cobra. Yeah, that was a short clip. We go to the next snake. Yeah. Malabar pit viper. Yeah, this is a Malabar pit viper. Okay, so that was also a venomous snake. Next. Question for you guys. What could be the size of that king cobra? Any assumption? Feet, in terms of feet? 20? 30 is like too much. Yeah, it was about 13, yeah. You almost got it right. It was about 13 feet approximately, okay? Yeah. Now the interesting part, king cobra's cannibalism behavior. Okay, before we get into the video, I'll tell you the concept of why do they eat their own, okay? So this year, this is my real-time experience when I monitored a king cobra this year, okay? So let's say we have one king cobra, female, which got in through the exit area, comes in, and the female is right now here, okay? This is a female, let's assume. Where was I? Okay, that was a good question. So how do we know that the female is coming from the exit area now? Maybe that is what you meant, right? So we would have radio transmitters inserted into the king cobras and we'll have the signals being received. So we kind of follow the snake. So we know where the female is going. So I am behind the exit area now. I'm coming following the king cobra. The female came here and she started sleeping. And then females are in the heat period. Have you all seen slugs, all of you? When it goes, it releases some fluid. Yeah, just like that. King cobras don't release any fluids, but they have something called as pheromones. Okay. So when female comes into the heat period, she'll release pheromones from the exit area, she'll take a path and she'll release it till here, which is to directly indicate that she is in a heat period. Okay. Now what happens? Let's say, what was your name, sir? Huh? Ruchikesh? Rishikesh, okay. So Rishikesh is one male king cobra now, okay? Okay. Yeah. Now I am the second male king cobra, okay. Ruchikesh is there, and I am somewhere in that corner, left side corner, okay? I'm the second male king cobra. So what king cobras does is that, let's say we are pretty much in equal distance. Me and Rishikesh are in equal distance to the female, okay? Now what happens? Now males, how do they know that female is here? They have to detect pheromones. So what males do? They are like, have you seen the monitor lizard? They make a round circle. But imagine the circle is like 15 kilometers radius. So males from that area, let's say Rishikesh start first. Rishikesh comes from this direction and he's making a big circle, okay? At some point he'll meet the pheromones here. From here he'll straight away come towards the female, okay? But let's say I was there, but my circle was somewhere this side, okay? I'm coming from this direction, but I would not detect it because pheromones is not here on this side, pheromones is here, okay? Now Rishikesh has more chance of getting this female, okay? Okay, you're okay with me mentioning your name? Yeah. Let's make it fun. Let's keep it fun. Okay. Now let's say we don't have males here, like up this direction. So what happens? Let's say we have one more male, which is somewhere in this area, okay, which is very close to the female now. To me and Rishikesh, this male which is in this, in between, is like the closest. You could easily see the distance, right? But what he does, the male would have started the circle on that side. So he would not get a chance, okay? But let's say the female male, which is in between, starts a circle here, okay? So he would meet the pheromones before Rishikesh meets. So there's like, there's like a clash. This male comes. Let's say we'll rule out Rishikesh now. Let's keep it, written, okay? I comes and there's one more male comes and then we meet, okay? When we meet, have you guys seen snakes crawling around? So most of you guys would have thought it's one male and female. Yeah, but it's two males fighting for a female, okay? Yeah. So now myself and a different male are fighting. And the fight could last for about 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on how good. Yeah, now if you compare Rishikesh and myself, I think Rishikesh should win because he looks more, bigger than me. Yeah. Okay. Now let's again consider me and Rishikesh. Rishikesh wins. Myself and Rishikesh fight. Rishikesh wins. Rishikesh approaches the female. But there was one more male somewhere close by. Rishikesh has to fight with that male also to get this female. Yeah, okay. That's like emotional damage, right? Yeah. Now, this year what happened, when we were monitoring, there were 7 males. 7 males. Yeah, you have a dog? Yes, exactly. Very much similar to that of lions and tigers. Okay. Yeah. There's like okay. Yeah. Come back. Now the other male comes. Now Rishikesh is fighting with the other male. Let's say Rishikesh loses in this round and the other new male wins. He has more chance because he is now closer. Okay, he will get a chance to go towards the female. Okay. Now, so I was telling we had 7 males which came from different directions for one female. Now the question could be that do all 7 males fight together or do 3 males fight together? Till date we have not observed that. But we would have seen 2 males fighting easily. Okay. The one male fights, one loses. So how do you know who's the winner and loser is a concept here. How do you know which wins and which loses? Yeah, anybody? Huh? One dice, okay. Any more answer? Anybody wants to take a chance? Female? Female comes to the, no, females are like, stop on you. No way. Yeah. No. They just wait. All males will come. Okay. So let's say what happens. Yeah, come back. So what happens? What was I talking about? 7 males came. Yeah, how do you identify a loser and a winner? So when there's a fight happening, let me show you a video so you get a better idea. So majority of you would have thought this is one male and female. Yeah. Observe very carefully with this behavior there. Do you guys notice anything special? Like, see, just look at the head part. Yeah, so man said trying to catch the neck, but if you have noticed, they are coiling around and they don't want to put their head down. Now the concept is anybody who puts their head down, he's a loser. That's why they are like lifting their heads up and pushing each other. Okay. But this pushing each other can go for 3 hours. Okay. It will be very intense fight. Yeah, this is very, yeah, come back guys, come back. Okay. Now we figured out how do you identify winner and loser. Now we would know who the loser is, winner is. So what loser does is, let's say one loser loses here, he'll normally go off back to his home range. Now the interesting part is, how far do these males come from? Everything was from the study to the radio transmitters. So now we would know where the male has come from. Like when we monitor the snake, we would have an idea where the male has come from. So males, let's say we have one king cobra in Mangla, okay? Let's say Tokoto, yeah. Tokoto is about 6 kilometers approximately, yeah. So one king cobra could have a home range of about 6 to 7 kilometers, okay. So one of the king cobras that have been following is at Tokoto now, and it's comes here. And then it meets one more, loses. But now, they only go out of their home range when it's a breeding season, okay? They stick on to that 6 kilometer radius during the entire phase, but specifically when it's the mating season, they leave everything, food, water, sab kuch. They want to find a partner. Itna hai, that is the only motive, okay? So now, let's say the male in Tokoto comes to Yenepoya. How, Del Lagate, let's say. How far is Konaje from here? From here, yeah. So it is about 10 kilometers, right? Yeah, approximately 10 kilometers from Tokoto to Konaje. Now we observed a male which traveled 14 kilometers to find this female. Okay. So by the time the male reaches the female only, he is weak. Because 14 kilometers is definitely challenging because he's just to crawl. And they don't eat or drink anything during that phase, during the reproductive phase. So he's mostly going to be the loser, which comes from Tokoto to Konaje. Okay. Tokoto to Yenepoya, it's still okayish because his home range is only 6 kilometers. Now coming back to romance now. Yeah. Females do have their home range. Females is mostly very less. It would be normally 4 to 6. Males would have 6 to 8. Now one more interesting part is we could ask that, okay, so in one home range is it just one male? Do you think we'll have 2 males in one home range? So mostly the home range is sometimes overlapping, okay? Sometimes it is overlapping. But they never meet. They only meet during the breeding cycle. Okay. Okay, coming back to the winner and loser. One wins, okay. He'll approach the female now. So once he approaches, sometimes, not sometimes, like quite a few times, female will reject. Okay, female will reject, okay. So what could be the possible reason? Okay. Now, let's say this 7 king cobras what we monitored. The first winner has fought with 6 other males, okay. And then he comes like fully drained out, approaches a female, okay. And female doesn't care at all. She's just sitting, okay. Maybe expecting more dominant female, okay. Maybe that could be the possible reason for her to reject this male which is one with multiple partners. Or she already has a partner now. She already met somebody before this guy came. Okay, and she is gravid. Okay, this could be the possible reason, but we don't know why exactly the female rejects males. Okay, now, okay, now let's say this one, male approaches a female, she rejects. Now, if she rejects, any females which rejects a male will be eaten by the male. Yeah. Yeah. Like, who was it? Like, full Josh. Yeah. So, they don't fight. Yeah, come back, guys. So, I'll go with the video. This is a male, and this is a female which is being eaten. Yeah, let's come back. Well, I think, Sorry, ma'am, I didn't. Okay, so ma'am had a question there, interesting question. Like, let's say two males are fighting, like let's say 3-hour fight, and one loses or one dies. Does this male eat? We have not observed. It might eat, we don't know. But we have also not seen two males fighting and dying. They bite to such an extent that they're just bleeding, okay? So this year the 7 males what we saw, they were biting each other's, let's say this is one mouth, this is one mouth. They're biting this way, okay? And it's all bleeding. They were completely blank, but they kind of sort of figured out what to do and where to, once the loser was done, loser went. But one more interesting fact, this one more interesting thing which happened with the 7 males was, let's say last 5 is gone, win and lose, it's gone. Last 2 is left out, okay. Now I am monitoring one of the males, and we have one more team which is monitoring a different male now, okay. So now they come, they fought for about approximately 2.5 hours easily, okay. And it's bleeding. We thought one is gonna die for sure because that's how intense the fight was. And loser lost, I mean, of course, and he goes back to his home range. But he goes back to some extent, and then I don't know what sort of behavior was that, he comes back again. He comes back, he was already exhausted, 2.5 hour fight. He starts fighting again with the winner. Winner, when he wins, he normally doesn't go off from the place. He'll normally stay back and show his, like this is mine, okay. So the loser comes back again, they start fighting. But interesting thing was, like males, it can never happen, okay. Now, this loser, they fought, second round, loser loses and he goes somewhere here, okay, let's assume. And this winner, instead of following the female pheromone trail, he goes and sleeps next to this male. That was interesting, okay. Winner, okay. That was something that we never observed. So the twist is, come back guys. So the twist is, the loser actually took refuge somewhere inside a burrow, okay. So we could see where the loser was, and we put our torch, we can see it sleeping there. The winner comes, where he's supposed to go approach the female. No, he goes next to the loser, and he sleeps outside the burrow, like very outside, so as to make sure that loser doesn't go off the next day. So he's like face to face, okay. Next morning we come, like there's one male which is sleeping like this, one more male sleeping like this. It can never happen. It is only male and female which sleeps like that. So this is something that is interesting that we observe. But now these 2 males, we didn't have a probing stick to go do the gender thing. We are not permitted to do that. So scientifically we cannot prove that these are 2 males which are sleeping, because people would say no, it can never happen. It is male and female sleeping, but it was actually 2 males, winner and loser, sleeping, and they slept for 4 days. Yeah, but nobody knows what happened. They were just sleeping. Okay. So this is something that was interesting. Now, anybody had snakes coming into your house or your property? Did you have rescuers coming and catching like the previous video? No? Nobody? Okay. Since it's Mangalore and Mangalore has a high density of snakes, what happens? Let's say the female has come here and this is what I said. Now some rescuer comes and picks up this female. All 7 males will fight. They would not know that the female is not here because the last pheromones was released here. So the twist in the story again was the place where we were monitoring 7 males, female was picked up by some rescuer. Okay, but we kind of asked the landlord to give us a video of the snake rescue. Looking at the size, we figured out it was a female and it was last seen in the storeroom. So we knew all males, one person is just settling very next to the storeroom. We'll put one person to sit outside the storeroom because every male should have to come to the storeroom. Okay, but the fate was there was no female. So when you have rescuers coming, when you ask people to come and catch snakes in your property, you have to make sure that the person is knowledgeable, especially the breeding cycle of snakes, because all snakes have their own months. Like let's say spectacled cobras have February, king cobras have April. During that phase, if the female is picked up, you are actually destroying the entire generation. Okay, it could cause a loss of life. So maybe one generation, or let's say more number of snake is being relocated, a lot of generation is being destroyed. Okay, so this is something that you could keep in mind when you have rescuers coming into your plot. Okay, yeah, yeah, they feed on their young ones too. Yes. Yeah. So what happens, one more interesting thing about king cobras is, these are the longest venomous snake in the world. Second is that these were believed to be the only snake in the world to build nest. King cobras build nest. Okay. And it's an incredible process to see how they do it. I mean, we don't even know how tactically they gather a lot of leaves. Okay. Nest building. Do you guys want to see the video of nest building? Yeah. King cobra's nest building behavior. Nests will of course be built by the female. What's the time? Okay. Yeah. So let's say the female was not picked up, then she would have been gravid. She would go. So, oh no, we skipped the important part. Now let's say female was here. Male and female stay together for 15 days. Their intimacy is not just come, go, mate and done. No. They'll mate for the next 10 days, 12 days, maybe just half an hour, 1 hour, depending on how romantic they are. It depends on snakes, okay? So let's say one male comes, female is here, they mate. Next half an hour the female will come out. They are kind of, do you know why snakes take sunlight? They're always basking. Have you seen Bislu Havantala Hiltar? They're like snakes which come out at 11 o'clock specifically. So in case of snakes, they're cold-blooded animals. So they need sunlight to digest things, okay, and also to get energy. So when the breeding phase starts, when the male and female are together, they normally start mating around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. The mating goes on till 12 p.m. and then somewhere around 1 or 2, the female and male comes out, they bask together, okay. They go back into the burrow again. So this phase is little challenging for us because they are inside a burrow. So we don't know what is happening inside the burrow. We are just sitting outside the burrow, you know, hoping to see the snake coming out, okay. So this is one. Now the intimacy period is for 15 days is what I said. Now after 15 days, males will come off, females will go off in their own way. They are only boyfriends and girlfriends only for like 15 days, okay. So once that is done, male goes, female comes. Female will take the next 15 days to build the nest. So what you saw was building the nest. And she, after finding the partner, she has to go find a place very much comfortable and also make sure that she is not seen by different males. because if she is seen building a nest by a different male, then she will also be eaten. Okay. So she has to make sure that she goes away very secretly. So the interesting part that happened with our 7 male, there's one more monitoring site where we were monitoring both male and female. Okay. So they were together, like we monitored for about 2 months. Okay. So it was a nice data, nice research happening. And then we didn't have radio transmitters for the snake. So imagine the capacity of trackers. If you're tracking snakes just visually, imagine for us following the male and female. Now, okay. What we observed was okay. What we observed was she started sleeping on trees because males are pretty much heavier. This is what we assume. Male king cobras are pretty thicker. Okay. If the male is about 10 or 12 kgs, female is only about 4 kgs. Okay. Majority of them 4 or 6 kgs. So it's very easy for female king cobras to just connect to different trees and go off. Males cannot follow them because males are heavy. So this year we saw that behavior too, that they are just going from trees to trees. But one day we come back like this, snake sleeping. So our work is mostly like, you go to the field before the snake wakes up, you come back to your base when the snake goes to sleep. But you don't know when the snake is going to sleep. Okay, that is tactical. Now you don't know what time does a snake sleep because all snakes are different, all individuals are different. So they have like specific time, nothing like that. They're like everybody are different. So sometimes we sleep at 3 a.m. but the female will sometimes wake up at 4 a.m. again and she'll just start moving. Okay. So you have to make sure that you don't lose a female. So this year what we did without the transmitter, just visually we lost the female because at some point she got down and then she just went to the bushes and we were not able to follow it. Okay. So that was the end of our research for this year. Okay, so this will be the final products. Once the nest is built, this is how the hatchlings would look. So any idea how many eggs king cobras could lay? Any rough idea? 8 to 10? 20, 30? Yeah. King cobras would lay about 20, 30 eggs. Okay. It could be 10 also, but there is no specific number. But normally it's 15 plus. Okay, so this is again a little off topic on what are snakes, what do they do and all that stuff. Do all of you agree that snakes are scaly animals? Yes. But how many of you are native Kannada speakers here? Okay, very few. Okay. So have you all heard of Juttu Kalinga or Juttu Nagarav? Did any of you hear? No? None of you? Okay. So in WhatsApp, in Hebri, which is like after Udupi, somebody caught a spectacle cobra and normally if you go to saloons, you would get lengthy hairs. So they put some Fevikwik and they stuck it to spectacle cobra's head. Okay, and they made the video viral. And then they assumed, because people think Juttu Kalinga is like some secret thing. Okay. But it was not. It was basically, doing something wrong. So you don't have that concept. Snakes don't have hairs at all. Okay. Yeah. Now, we have written snakes have no eyelids. So the question is, if they don't have eyelids, do they actually sleep? How do they sleep without having eyelids? Any idea? Yeah, I think he knows. He almost got it. He sort of indicated. You know it. Yeah. Huh? Yes, he's almost nictitating membrane is what you meant. Exactly like the nictitating membrane. Huh? What happened? Huh? What happened? Claps. Okay, you can do that. Okay. Yeah. So here, in case of snakes, do you see this layer? We call that as brill. Okay, so that is the layer which protects the eyes. So it doesn't necessarily need eyelids to protect eyes. It has got something called as brill which protects the eyes. So this is how snakes would sleep, and shedding, of course, we spoke. So in India or world, we have about 2 types of snakes. Of course, this is, somebody answered? Venomous, but somebody answered poisonous. Do we have poisonous snakes? Okay, Which one? In India? Cobra, okay. So let me come back. So we don't have poisonous snakes as such in India because poison is something that is ingested and venom is something that is injected. Okay. Snakes are never eaten. Do we eat snakes? No. Huh? Pythons? No. Huh? No, I didn't hear. Like any one of you? Chinese? Yeah, okay. But have you heard of toads? Toads, frogs and toads. Toads are considered to be poisonous because they have a gland, as poison gland. Okay. But in case of snakes, they don't have anything as such. Okay. So it's not poisonous, it's mostly venomous. But recent discoveries also said there's one snake which is also venomous and poisonous in India, which is a green keelback. Belongs to a genus called as Rhabdophis, which Rhabdophis, green keelback. Green keelback, yeah, green keelback. I think the research was done in Bangalore and they believe that the snake is both venomous and poisonous. This type of snakes, we have it in Bangalore for sure. Any example? Python, Indian rock pythons, yes. Yeah. Now the interesting part is, it says snakes smell through their tongue. Now the question is, do snakes lack nose or nostrils then? Yeah, they have nostrils, correct. Then why are snakes not using nostrils to smell? Like why are they using the tongue? Yeah, I think they've got the answer. Somebody answered. Yeah. Anybody wants to take a chance? Yeah, they detect heat through nostrils. That is, they have one more organ called as pits. That's only for pit vipers. Like, let's say this is a pit viper species. Okay. You would see the pit very evidently here. So here is the nostril and then the pit. These can sense heat. Now what happens with the tongue is, like what's different with tongue in humans and snakes? Yeah, forked tongue. So if you all have touched your, like what is it called in medical terms, I don't know. The roof of buccal cavity. Palate, yeah, palate. So we all can touch a palate with our tongue easily, yeah. So what snakes do, in the palate, they have some organ called as Jacobson's organ, okay. So when the snake flickers, it will go and touch the Jacobson's organ, okay. So it goes, picks up molecules, touches the Jacobson's organ. Jacobson's organ mostly acts like pinching the brain. It's like when I'm asking something, the brain is actually indicating. I don't know the medical stuff, okay. But brain is the one which is making you talk or making you answer, do stuff. Okay? So here you must Jacobson's organ for the snake to give any response because its tongue plays a very crucial role. Now the question is, do snakes survive if tongues are damaged? Let's say this fork is gone. Do you think snakes could survive? Maybe not. Yes, snakes don't survive most cases because that's a very important sensory organ for them. Yeah. Yeah, this is something that I also read in MBBS books. Okay, this is now coming back to MBBS guys. Like it said, I don't know which book. Okay, some book said that if you have 2 marks, 2 points on your hands, it should be considered as venomous. Like let's say we have more marks or scattered marks, then it's non-venomous. So this material is wrong because I'm going to show you a picture. Now, why would you have thought this 2 point is venomous? Fangs, only 2 fangs. But just like humans, they sometimes lose teeth. They lose fangs. So fangs are regenerative. Let's say the fangs are in the last stage. They would have new fangs which is being developed. So let's say on one side you would have 2 fangs. On the other side you would have 2 fangs. I think this was possibly reported in KMC Manipal, where they had the snake and they're seeing 2 fangs on one side and they have 1 fang on the other side. So which means 3 marks. Okay, so you could never go with the fang marks because the snakes could have it's mostly 3 or 4 sometimes when the fangs are regenerating. So here is the sorry. Maybe I'll show you the picture later. Let's stop as Windows is closed. Okay. Oh, did I do anything wrong? Yeah, I did. We could take up any questions, like anything not specific to snakes. If you guys have any questions to do with birds, frogs, like birds, yes. Okay, so that's an amazing question. Like he asked us, like when we are very close to the snake, do they kind of get us? Like do they feel insecure that somebody is there, and then how it's more like a disturbance, right? When we are very close. But we would mostly be in such a way that maybe if one of you guys, like any of you come to research station, so when we go for king cobra calls, they are very sensitive to movement, okay? So like let's say the king cobra is passing here, I cannot move at all, like there's like no movement. So we mostly monitor in such a way that we are hands up back, and we don't even move our eyebrows, like eyelids and eyebrows, both of them. We are just standing very still, and then the snake will go off. Like it might come very next to your legs, or it might just go under your legs also sometimes. But if you don't make movements, then the snakes are not disturbed. Assume that it's a big stone or a big tree most times. But one more interesting thing, this happened with Ajay, okay, our field director who was catching the snake. There was this one male in the heat period, okay, and Ajay was making a note here, writing the temperature, all ecological parameters will be taken, and he is somewhere close to the snake. The Ajay made some movement, he was just turning his pages. So this male thought, there's one more male here, just with the movement. It just came very aggressively towards Ajay, but Ajay did not make any movements. If he makes movement, then he would think that it's mostly male, because they have eyesight, but it's not very clear as humans. So anything that moves, they could consider that as a threat. Okay, so this is something that happened. Okay. Okay, so now again mostly to do with MBBS guys. There are like 4 venomous snakes in India which cause maximum snake bite deaths in India. Okay, so anybody could take up a chance to mention like any 1 or 2. One was king cobra, common crate, somebody said Russell's viper, 3 run, Malabar pit viper 4, but we have only filled 2 slots. We have actually filled 2 slots, so 2 is incorrect. Huh? Saw-scale pit viper, saw-scale viper, correct. Common cobra, yes, then all of you missed out spectacle, that's common cobra, which is the second leading for maximum snake bite deaths. So this is common crate, yeah, common crate somebody mentioned, Russell's viper was mentioned here, saw-scale was also mentioned here, and then we have spectacle cobra, that's a common cobra, okay. Now, all of you agree this is a spectacle cobra. Now have a close look at this snake, because sometimes there are, have you guys seen, I think this happened in Bihar, where a person kind of killed the snake and he got the snake in his neck. I'm not sure which place, but possibly Bihar. Like he came with a Russell's viper in his neck to hospital. Now it's the MBBS guys or the doctors who has to face him. Like what do you do if you don't know how to identify a snake, okay. Now I have a quiz in the next round, just a small interactive thing for you to see if you can identify a spectacle cobra in different angles, okay. Now have you all noticed the scales and the marking? I'm going to go for the next slide. Common crate, very crucial and very confusing. There's like key points that is mentioned. Can I go ahead? Yeah. Russell's viper, again a snake which is mostly misidentified. There was a person in Mangalore quite recently, about 3 months back, who caught a Russell's viper, assuming it was a python. Yeah. And he died, yes. Was that here? Like somewhere this region, no?
Yes.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. Yeah, correct, the same guy. Yeah, I'll go for the next slide. Saw scale, you'll have to remember the 4 snakes, okay? I think I don't have the presentation. PPT for saw scale, but you could have a look. Again, coming back, saw scale, Russell Swiper pattern, and look at the scales, common crate pattern and scales, spectacle cobra. Now, the big four and the lookalikes, okay. Now, I want you to answer which is this snake. Anybody, like rat snake? Yeah, okay. This one? You could take a chance. Any snake? Huh? Rat snake? Anybody has a different answer? Common? Common crate? No? So we would go with this is the rat snake and this is python. No, it was actually something else that you told. Somebody else. Rat snake, I think. Viper? Okay, viper and then the rat snake. Next slide. This one. You could answer, like I would want to know the answers because this is cobra is what you meant. Okay. Common crate. Common crate. Okay. Any answers? Wolf. Okay. And this one. This was crate. So all of you guys meant common crate as this one, right? And not this one. Now what is this one then? Cobra. Majority of you guys go with cobra. Alright. One person goes with rat snake. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Last one. Saw scale. Russell Swiper. Okay. Majority of you go with Russell Swiper. Okay. Okay. Now, this was, I think most of you would have assumed it was a Russell Swiper, but this is an Indian rock python. Okay. This is an Indian rock python juvenile. Alright. Then, this one I think majority told it was a rat snake, but it's a spectacle cobra. So now the crucial part is, you would always identify spectacle cobras with the spectacle marking. But let's say you have a snake entered your house, but let's say you go to toxicology, there was toxicology museum, forensic museum, then mostly not see the hood mark, okay. You would only see one angle. Now there might be people who might end up killing the spectacle cobra and get it to your hospital. So now you sort of try identifying. So how do you identify spectacle cobras is, like very thick black eyes is first. Second is that, if you look at the mouth region, there's no black lines, it's just plain white. I'll tell you what is the difference. If you go to, somebody answered this as rat snake, sir. Yeah, this is 100% rat snake, but majority told it was spectacle cobra. Now see the clear difference between a rat snake and spectacle cobra. Rat snakes has this distinct black lines first. Second is that the eye is not completely black. Okay. And one more, it's not to do with MBBS guys, because most of the times when you have snakes entered your house, you would not see the entire body. Like let's say it's in your storeroom or it's under your cylinder or kitchen, then you would mostly see the head. So how do you go? There was one incident in Shimoga where they had a rat snake in their attic, okay. And the rescuer comes and he says, no, it is a spectacle cobra. And he takes 3,000 from the house and just goes up, catching the rat snake. You could be the victims. Okay, so you have to be very sure of what snake, because there are guys who are minting money out of it. There are guys like who has got like crore, CR properties in Shimoga who are just rescuing snakes. I'm like, what? Where are we then? Okay. Now this one, majority of you told that it was a common crate. Again wrong. This is a non-venomous wolf snake. Somebody answered wolf snake. I did hear, yeah. This was wolf snake, okay. Yeah. Now you would ask, what is the difference between a wolf snake and a common crate, right? Now, if you look at common crate, oh, maybe I can show you the detailed picture, I would say. See, common crates always have like paired bands, paired white bands, and Travancore wolf snake it doesn't have a paired white bands, it's always white. But in Mangalore, you have one more species called as common wolf snake, which is Lycodon aulicus. Okay. So you would mostly see something like this, very similar to this, but it is never band. I mean two pairs. So here it's pairs. Okay. So you kind of know how do you identify common traits? Spectacle cobra. Yeah. This is of course easy. But see, rat snakes have distinct black lines. Spectacle cobras lack distinct black lines. This is one more, but maybe this is like very less seen here, so we can maybe rule out this and go to the next. Yeah, this is something that I was talking about. 3 fangs. So if you notice 1, 2, 3. This is a possibility. So this could happen. So you can never go with the bite mark to treat patients. Okay. Okay, this is again something very common. What do you do when snake bites you? I think most MBBS guys would know the answers, but maybe we go with people who are not doing MBBS, okay? But if MBBS guys wants to take a chance, you're free to do that. So the first option, let's say a snake bites me. Let's say a Russell's viper bites me. What do I do? So I'm going to give you 4 options of what is to be done when a snake bites you. First option is, I'm just going to be very calm. Like, ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಆರಾಮ್ಸೆ ಇದ್ದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. Which means that I'm going to keep myself calm and just go to hospital first. Second is, I'm going to keep myself calm, tie a tourniquet or a rope. Let's say I'm bitten here, tie a tourniquet or a rope or a cloth and then rush to the hospital is the second option. Third is, when I have a Russell's viper bitten here, I would mostly put my mouth and suck the venom is the third. Fourth is, I would cut the wound area to, pull out the venom. Which one would you guys go for? Who would go for first option? Yeah, Rekha ma'am goes with first. 2, 3, like couple of them. Yeah, and there. Okay. There are like very few people. Okay. Second one, how many of you guys would go with tying a tourniquet or a rope or a band and then go to hospital? Okay, okay, more people. So I can assume the rest of you guys who have not, rest of you guys who have not raised the hands as sucking the venom or cutting your hands. So how many of you guys, I want to know the answer. Like it's something very serious, okay? This is something very serious. It could be somebody in your house also. So I want you to know how many actually would tie a tourniquet or a rope. So seriously raise your hands if you think that, because I also think that. So I'm raising my hands. Okay, so it's majority of you guys. Okay, so the answer is the first option, that you don't do anything. You keep yourself calm and rush to the hospital is the correct answer. Now I know what is going on. If you actually tie a tourniquet or a rope, you would think you're actually preventing the venom from, distributing to different organs or different regions, majority. But let's say, I could give an example. Maybe I have 2 drums, okay? 1 drum on my right hand, 1 drum on my left hand. So this drum has a milk, complete drum of milk, okay? Which is white in appearance, of course. And then you have the coffee decoction, which is black, 1 entire drum. Now, I asked Rishikesh to come here. You come here and then scoop out 1 teaspoon of milk from this bucket. Can he do that? Imagine this actual bucket and actual milk. I give him a spoon and ask him to scoop out 1 teaspoon. Can he do that? Yes, of course. Imagine I ask him to do the same thing with the coffee decoction. Yeah, if I say he can actually scoop out. Now let's say I mix coffee decoction and milk. Now I ask Rishikesh to just separate milk manually. Will you be able to do it? And rule out the centrifugation part. Yeah. Impossible, right? Exactly the same concept with venom and blood. Once venom and blood starts reacting, there's no way you could, separate it out. So tying a tourniquet will actually sound useless because it's already mixed. So you can't separate, so that's ruled out. One more interesting thing is, you would mostly die more faster, you would mostly lose part of your limb, or you would have to go with gangrene if you tie a tourniquet, because This one though, I'm sure doctors would know that if you tie something, then your blood pressure normally increases. Okay. When your blood pressure increases, circulation is faster. When circulation is faster, the venom which is in your body is also spreading very. Okay. So there's more chance of you being killed by the venom when you do this. Third, how many of you drink alcohol here? Nobody. Okay, nobody wants to raise. Okay, now let's go to chemistry. Wrong question. Yeah, now let's go to chemistry. I think all of you would have some idea about chemistry, right? So when you have about 20 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid, okay, and then I'm not sure if you can actually mix that with water. Does that react? If you mix 20 ml of sulfuric acid concentrated and then water is added, will it dilute the capacity? Nothing will happen. Pour water into acid. So let's say we have one chemical here, okay? Or again, alcohol is more easy to connect. Okay, so I'm going to go with alcohol. So let's say I'm a hardcore alcoholic, okay? I'm like, I have about 50 ml of brandy now on my hand, and then I pour it. I take one shot, 50 ml of brandy, okay. Then there's one more person who's next to me, or me only, let's say assume on some other day, 50 ml of brandy but diluted with water. When does it make me feel more sober, like the first time or the second time? Second, obviously, when it's diluted with water, the capacity of the alcohol, inhibiting my actions should be more. If I just take a, plain alcohol, then mostly the capacity of alcohol is way too much for my body and I'm not able to, sort of take it, and I might react very differently. But if you dilute it and drink, then the impact will be less. Exactly the same concept. When you tie a tourniquet, you're also letting the venom concentrate in your hand, okay, which could disrupt the mechanism what is happening in your limbs or legs, okay. So there's more chance of gangrene. So now WHO has declared, okay, there's no first aid at all that you can do. It's just to keep yourself calm and reach the hospital. I'm sure doctors know how to treat it. So doctors will do their job, okay. Well, so it's always very important. Now the question is, how many people do you think die out of snake bite in India? 20 to 30,000 annually because of the big four? Okay, so it's 60,000. 60,000 people reported cases dying out of snake bites in India. Now maybe the unreported cases, if you go towards Mudipu era, many people don't go to hospital at all. So we recently had a scene in Agumbe where the lady was bitten by a spectacle cobra, and she said, hey, what will doctors do? She was dead, her family members, what will doctors do? I went to some traditional healer, okay, but then she passed away in 2 days. It's like nobody knows that, there's like very less people know that there's something called as antivenom serum in hospitals that is available. Now I was talking to sir, and he said it's everywhere. You'd easily get in all primary healthcare centers, okay, 10 vials, which is like very much basic. So all of you would get that, okay. So you don't need to necessarily worry, okay, if I'm bitten by a venomous snake, I'm gonna die. No, you have medication for it and it is treatable. Now, the one more question that you might possibly be thinking is, what is the time limit? Let's say, if a venomous snake bites me, what is the time limit that I might have? We have this golden hour concept. 4 to 5 hours, yeah. So exactly, you don't have something as half an hour or 10 minutes or 1 hour. If you are keeping yourself calm and then reaching hospital, then you have a lot of time. So you could take your time and reach hospital, okay. Yeah, this is something that I wanted to discuss. Yeah, go to the nearest hospital. And sorry, sir? Some snake species, let's say the common crate. So the timings is pretty less because they're very potent. Though the venom which is being injected to your body is less, the potency is way too high. So if you compare spectacle cobras and common crates, of course person who gets bitten by common crates would have higher tendency to die faster because, but if they keep themselves calm, I mean it's tough to keep yourself calm when you know that you might die, which is pretty challenging, but that's something that you should do. Yeah. Yes, sir.
How are the cobras different from spitting cobras? I mean, they don't bite actually.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Can you just say something about the snakes that take revenge?
Okay, that was an amazing question. The second question was really amazing. What is your take on snakes taking revenge? Yeah, snakes, just like I explained you this mating concept, no? So once the mating is done, male will not remember their partners only. Females will not remember their males only. Do you think the snake will remember you? No. So that was an amazing question because everybody thinks you have something in your mind. Everybody, literally everybody would think that okay, snakes take revenge. No, they don't remember. They don't remember stuff. Hippocampus is what I believe in case of humans, which is used for memory. I mean, not humans maybe, Drosophila sir? Hippocampus, yeah, that's what I learned. So humans, I don't know why, which is that specific thing in your brain which is helping in memory, okay? But in case of snakes, they kind of lack that and they don't have memory at all. So they'll forget. But let's say you have, your area is not clean, you have good number of pets in your house, let's say you have chicken, you have a lot of eggs, you have rats in your house, then it's mostly that you're welcoming snakes. So the snakes could repeatedly come. So people would think, oh, this is like something happening, that's why the snake is coming to our house again and again, but it's mostly the rats and chicken which is in your house. Definitely not memory. Yeah, that was a good question. So the first question was, how are spitting cobras different from the regular cobras? So spitting cobras, they do have the tendency to bite. They also have venom. Most of the venom is released here in case of all venomous snakes. But spitting cobras have this tactical, like the point is here. Okay, it's not here. So it will normally, let's say the human is here, they would normally spit directly into the eyes. So it's mostly directed towards the eyes. So this is one region that could be easily infected. Let's say it goes here, then the impact would be less, but it could definitely cause some reactions. But if it goes into your eyes, it is much easier way to connect to the bloodstream. So yeah, but we don't have spitting cobras in India. Again, we don't have. Yeah, ma'am.
Regarding the snakes that you're speaking, when
Yeah.
you did not go to the female,
Yeah.
whether they slept on each other.
Yeah.
But this LGBTQ nature,
Yeah.
the transgender nature is observed in reptiles
Yeah.
and also in beetles.
Okay,
It's
this.
possible.
Okay.
The behavior of the reptiles again.
Uh-huh.
So many a times they mimic females.
Okay.
And then the scarcity of females in a particular area.
Okay.
So it's possible you should look into that behavioral tendency.
Okay.
They're not violent. They're
Yeah,
very peaceful.
yeah, correct.
There is a mimicking of the female characters or the LGBTQ nature.
Okay.
Both which is observed in beetles, songbirds and the snakes.
Oh, this is really something that even I had no idea about. That snakes also have the tendency to go with the LGBTQ nature, and also they can mimic females, is what ma'am meant, and she's read something about it. So maybe that's a good thing. So maybe we can keep this thing in our mind the next time we observe or monitor snakes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. Anybody who wants to take up a chance to ask questions? Like, it'll be nice. You'll have amazing questions for sure. Like all superstitious questions. But oh, last, let's see a video. One more video, maybe. Again, something that was rescued close to Agumbe. Time is that? 2:30, 3:30. Okay. So this is one more rescue video. So you guys are like, this is mostly to officially welcome you guys to our research station. You needn't have any background about. We have a lot of people coming from diverse background. I stated it earlier. We had MBBS MD lady who was part of the research. So if you're like sick of studying, treating patients, you're just free to come to our research station. Stay with us. You could also stay with us, experience this thing. We also do something called as herp walk, where we go and search for snakes. Like we go and look for snakes. But it's again not specific to snakes. We see a lot of mammals, night birds, owls and stuff. So it is a very interesting thing. Yenepoya is expecting to be there in the next couple of months. I hope so, because they were planning a visit to research station, and that is gonna be very adventurous. I assure that you guys don't go back with empty hand. I will search snakes for sure. Okay. So you guys are welcome to visit the research station. You guys are welcome to volunteer in King Cobra projects. You can volunteer to go behind males, volunteer to go behind females. We recruit volunteers. You could be from any background. So this is not background specific. One of the bioscience guys asked, like, we did bioscience, can anybody come into snakes? 100% yes. Anybody from mathematics, physics, anybody could actually be a part of it. You don't necessarily need to have a background to study anything. Okay. So I welcome you all and thanks for your patience. This is one more. Yes. We'll take up questions. Yeah.
Last question. You're conserving keyboard.
Yeah.
But when you conserve something at the cost, won't you be losing out on something?
Yeah.
King cobras feed on the other poisonous snakes. So will you have another project to conserve the other poisonous snakes?
Okay. So ma'am has a question that when you are looking into king cobras, you might lose your concentration towards other species, like a spectacled cobra, common crate. I mean, it could happen. But it depends on license. Now, my research or our team's research is only on king cobras. But we have people from diverse backgrounds coming and doing research on spectacled cobras too. So this is like a base where anybody from any stream could come and stay here, work on any research projects. Okay. So you just need the permission to be done. But our research is on king cobras, studying the ecology of king cobras. You had a question, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, absolutely not, ma'am. Please go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tap my foot when I'm entering into the house and coming out, hoping the vibrations kind
Yeah.
of shoo them away, or
Yeah.
I'm a little watchful of just a few feet away from here, but I don't look into the lawn area because I'm a little petrified. What
Okay.
if I sight it there?
Okay. So, ma'am is asking, how do you keep snakes away from your, plot? Yeah. So, there's nothing as a snake repellent as it. But if you Google snake repellent, you'll find something in Amazon.
I've heard there are a few plants, so I keep looking for those plants to plant in my
Okay,
garden.
there was a plant, I don't recall the name. Narvisa, yes, correct. Narvisa is a plant that is believed to repel
Repels.
snakes. No, there's nothing that could repel snakes, even kerosene. But when you put all these strong orders, you are actually threatening the snake. The snake would feel more threatened, and there's higher chances that the snake might attack you because it was just there normally. But if you have this repellents and all that stuff, you're actually threatening the snake more, or inviting you to bite them. I mean, them to bite you. Okay. So, how do you keep yourself away from snakes? I mean, your property. First is clear the bushes is very first thing. And how many of you have flower pots? Almost all. Like very next to your windows. Yes, see, very next to the windows. So when you have flower pots, when you have like something which is arranged very neatly, there's high tendency that the snake might feel warm because there's no much of air going in. So that's like a perfect place for the snake to come and sleep. So if you have water pots very next to your windows, I would put you a reminder that you have to keep it away from the windows, one. And also we have this habit of sleeping very next to the wall. How many of you like sleeping next to the wall? Yeah, all of us. Just like us, snakes also like moving around the wall. They always choose that place. Okay. So major snake bite mortality, especially the common creates, the snake is always moving in the corners. We are also sleeping in the corners, okay. So try sleeping somewhere in between and not in the corner. Even corner is my favorite place too. But yeah. Yeah,
So,
any more- yeah. Where was it?
So, sorry,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
question.
Yeah, please ma'am.
So what's your take about this Garuda Rekhe that we've heard, that people who
Yeah.
have a special, crease in their hand called
Yeah.
Garuda Rekhe,
I don't know if I have it, like I really, but I don't think that, I think that's very superstitious. I really have no idea about that concept. You have a take?
Milk to snakes.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done to raise awareness for the general public to not do that? Because I don't think that is good.
Yeah, thanks for making that point. We have Nagara Panchami, where we go and nicely pour. This year, Udupi one, did you see videos? The spectacle cobra is inside somebody's house. And it's like guy who was doing puja, he's pouring milk nicely on the spectacle. This is in Udupi. And they are all educated. Like snakes are lactose intolerant. They cannot take this one, milk. So there's no point. Thanks for making that point, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Why? No, why? Why? I just wanted to know. Huh?
I'll ask that type of question. That's
Yeah.
the reason they laugh. You told that pheromone theory.
Yeah.
Is it this one applies to almost all the snakes?
Does it apply to almost all the snakes?
Because we see the cobras is very common in our place.
Yeah.
Is it
It applies for majority of the snakes. For spectacle cobras, here since we
Yeah.
don't have king cobras,
Yeah, spectacle
mostly you would see spectacle cobras.
Yes.
And their fighting season is Feb. Okay, so Feb is a month. You'll see a lot of spectacle cobras coming into your property if you have a female somewhere close to your premise. So all snakes, majority of the snakes will have the concept of pheromones, to find their partners.
But one more thing we observed here, peacock is a very common one. Most of the snake was ate by our peacocks.
Peafowls, okay, yeah, yeah,
Peacocks.
okay.
Navilu.
Okay, so what is
Almost
my,
peacock.
okay, peacock eat of the snakes.
Snakes.
Okay,
It's a very common nowadays in our place.
okay. But have you all noticed the hike in peacock population all of a sudden
Yeah.
in Mangalore? Like we don't know what could be the reason. But if that is a pace that the population of peacock is going high, then we'll have, there's some crisis which is going to happen. There'll definitely be ecological imbalance for sure, because peacocks are like feeding on all snakes. They also feed on spectacle, rat snake, pythons. But we don't know the reason why peafowls are like breeding so nicely and then they're settling. They're like very much used to urbanization. Anybody who has a stand could go for it.
One more doubt.
Yeah.
This king cobra.
One minute, sir.
King
Yeah.
cobra.
Yeah, one more thing. Like peafowls, we can't curb them because first is national bird and they are protected under Wildlife Protection Act. All animals, okay. Even spiders. Anybody is killing spiders, you could also be jailed. Okay, even spiders are protected under Wildlife Protection Act. Lizards. Yeah. Huh?
Excuse me, sir.
One is there. Wall lizard.
One minute.
Even the wall lizard, the geckos, common house gecko is protected.
See,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
one more.
Yeah.
King cobra lays eggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you name some snake which
Lays
lays
eggs?
Yeah.
That's an amazing question again. Now, maybe a quiz. Russell's viper, what do you think? Ovoviviparous, Russell's viper directly give birth. Nagarhau, that is spectacle cobras, give birth. They lay eggs. Second is rat snakes, lay eggs, which is kerehau. And then we have perimari, which is python. They also lay eggs. Now this pit viper species, Russell's viper, like most viper species, they have this, they are ovoviviparous, but not all.
Okay.
Yeah, but in this region, it's definitely the most common is spectacle cobra, rat snake, and then Indian rock python. Yeah, which commonly lays eggs. Yes.
Thank
Sir. Wow, that's an amazing question again. Like how good is the maternal behavior of snakes? Now king cobras, after building nest, they lay eggs. The mother might incubate for about 6 days or 5 days. Then she'll just go off. So the parental care is not so good. But let's say you come to Indian rock python, which is common in Mangalore. You would mostly see the rock python staying, incubating for about 50 days also. They have parental care that way. King cobras has very less. Yeah. Can we take up any questions? Somebody raise the hand there. Yes, sir. Yeah.
One female and 3 males.
Yeah.
If there is a 3 female and 1 male is what happens?
If there is 3 males for 1 male, oh, that's a tricky question now.
Hello.
Okay.
You told that.
Yeah. Now that's a tricky question. I'm not sure, but we have not really come across 3 males. It's always like even if 3 males are there, no, 3 females, males will always have to fight in animal kingdom. Even if it's 10 males for one, let's say 2 males will have to fight. That's how I think animal thing works. It's like they always have to fight. Now in birds, you have seen how beautiful peacocks are, but they'll still have to do some chamak to find the female, to get the female. Have you all seen Malabar trogon? There's like one crazy bird which is endemic, and it's orange, it's like so bright. Though it is so bright, it always has to do something very interesting to attract the female. So in animal kingdom, if it's 3 females and more males, we haven't really seen. We have always seen less females and more males. But I can't conclude that females are less in the environment. We don't know. So we have one more project of giving Aadhaar card to king cobras. Did you know that? Yeah. It's not Aadhaar card. We call it as PIT. We insert something called as passive integrated transponders, which is the size of cumin seed. And then you insert it. That's more like an Aadhaar card. Okay. Yeah. Individual identity. Yes, sir. Yeah. Huh?
Few months before I read on paper, so that when they don't get the food actually, the intestine, they become that like strong, and that after that, when they get the food, so they quickly regenerate the intestine. So if any snakes like die, if you want to work on that intestine, how quickly they regenerate their intestinal cells. So how to get the like snakes, or any ethical concern is there?
This question is quite debatable. I really have no idea. Like, I really have no idea about the intestine regeneration. I'm sorry. Yeah, I really have no idea. Yeah, but I think we had a question from that direction. Yeah, one of you. Yes, please, sir. Like, I'm like curious to hear MBBS guys. Yeah. This is a brilliant question, guys. This is a brilliant question. Yeah. So the question was, do we have antivenom serum for all snake bites? No, not at all. King cobras have no antivenom. Okay. So if let's say me or Ajay or anybody who's following the king cobra gets bitten, there's no antivenom. Okay. So it's you're dead. Okay. But which are the snakes that we have antivenom for? Was the only 4, sir. Spectacled cobra, big 4. But recently they made this thing as you can also treat hump-nosed pit viper as hypnal, and Craspidocephalus malabaricus, that's a Malabar pit viper. You could treat that as what they said. And they later made a conclusion that no, hump-nosed and pit vipers you can't really treat with these polyvalent antivenom serum. So it's only 4 snakes. Yeah, so we are still lagging behind. And for our research, we have to import the antivenom from Thailand. So do you guys know this interesting thing? I think I was talking to Rekha ma'am. Okay. So the same.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What are the medicinal use of venom?
Is this happening because? Yeah. Yes. Medicinal use of venom, criminal use of venom. Criminal, though I know, pakka, all of you guys know that. Where was that? Kerala. Kerala story. Have you heard the Kerala story? I think they were married couples or boyfriend, girlfriends, I don't know. But this guy was good at catching, I think, catching snakes. So he had some rage against his wife or girlfriend. So he got the spectacled cobra. They were sleeping. He got the spectacled cobra and put it very next to his wife or his girlfriend, and then he would have provoked the snake. When you're provoking the snake will definitely strike. So this is one criminal use. One was, what was the other question, sir? This happened in Karnataka also? Okay. Okay. Again criminal uses. Now people say, somebody was telling sand boa. I think it was forensic science. Yeah. If you have a sand boa, you get a good money is what they tell. If you sell it across, you get 10,000, 50,000, 1 lakh. I mean, people still do that, but that's all very illegal stuff and it's highly protected animal. So you can't really do that. Again, comes under criminal. Now, the other one was medicinal use. This cardiac thing, there's like research happening where the venom is going to be used for cardiac, circulatory system or kidneys or brain. But I don't have the medicinal, knowledge of that. But one is, of course, the anti-venom serum. So if we end up killing snakes, in Mangalore we'll kill a lot of kandadi, which is Russell's viper. So at some point we might not have kandadi, extract venom at all. So the venom which would kill us is also needed to save us. So yeah. I think 1 minute, I was answering his question, I think I skipped it. Yeah, I answered, yeah. Thank you.
I have one question.
Yes.
Regarding the Nag money that been, is it very much true or it has been implanted in the
Again,
cobras and all?
yeah, these are the type of questions that I'm expecting, okay? Because these are like simple questions which is in our mind, but we are not putting it out, okay? Nagamani is a fake concept, it's just a made up concept. Snakes don't have Nagamani at all. That's a made up concept, sir. Yeah, snakes don't have such thing. Huh?
We will take up
Yeah,
two more
Thailand
questions.
story. Yeah. 1 minute, guys. This is like Thailand story, okay? The same project. They were collaborating with some institution. Same, how we catch king cobras, we give them PIT and radio transmitters. Same was done in Thailand, okay? But Thailand guys eat snakes, cows, like dogs, cats, anything and everything basically, scorpions, crocodiles. Okay, so what happened? They made the same project in Thailand, okay? There was transmitter inside this king cobra. So one of these guys killed the king cobra, they peeled it off, they wanted to cook it, and then they found the transmitter. They came back to the research station, they gave it off, like, here's your transmitter. And I think the license could not go well, so they completely stopped that project. You can't do that. How do you track snakes in Thailand? I think people are just eating. So, yeah, it's no point. This is something that happened in Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, last question? Okay. I think a lot of... Yes, sir. Yeah, again, very interesting question. Thank you, sir. Why are you doing this research? Yeah. No, that's actually needed. So, why do you need is because king cobras, before we started this project, nobody knew what king cobras are eating first. Nobody knew what is their intimacy. Nobody knew their behaviors. So in order for us to conserve something, you need to know everything about an animal. If they have to breed king cobras in the wild, maybe after 20 years it goes very much endangered, and it has to be bred in XC2s. Then you need to know about everything about king cobras. So this is something that we contribute, we kind of know. But yesterday I have to tell you, we were in a session. There was like one teacher who like bluntly pointed out to me. It was very disappointing. I really did not accept that. So this lady, teacher gets up and she's like, why are you talking about snakes when you have like birds, butterflies? Just like, snakes, you're just scaring people. No, why are you talking about snakes? She was a mathematics teacher. I wanted to ask, why are you teaching mathematics instead of science? Okay. But I couldn't do that. But, such questions could actually put people down. It could create a wrong notion in the kids. Like, why do you have to do? I was promoting, like, all of you come to research station, this. And teacher stands up, why do you have to study with snakes when you have birds? Okay. Yeah,
Sir,
this happened
hello,
yesterday.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
Who?
I think they are concerned. Yeah.
Sir, who funded this project, sir?
Yeah, who funds the project? So, again, if Yenepoya guys have like some money, you are free to contribute.
They're not giving salary properly.
Yeah. So who funds all this pharmaceutical, Infosys, Wipro, lot of companies funds. Yenepoya guys, if you have money, you're there.
We have one last question, and after that we'll wind up the session.
Yeah, one last question. Yeah.
Working with the snakes, it involves a lot of risk. So I just wanted to ask, of course you're doing it out of passion, but are there any laws in place for such occupational hazards? Any that you know of? Only
Nothing.
passion?
There's like health insurance that will be done by our organization. That's it. Like absolutely nothing. So this is again, we are lagging back in India because we have a lot of policy makers. It's like so difficult to deal with, government related stuff. Even our permission comes from central government. So everything goes clean. Government gone. They'll miss the case files, they'll miss everything. The case workers get transferred. So for you to get the permission only will take 3-5 years. Yeah. But we don't have any such thing. It's only health insurance.
Okay, we'll wind up the session.
The QR code is displayed on the screen. Please give us your valuable feedbacks.
Will I get this feedback? Like, do I get to see? Okay.
As we have come to the end of this program, I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone involved in making this program a grand success. First and foremost, I thank Mr. Ritan Bopanna KG for giving an insightful talk on snakes. I request Dr. Rashodhar P. Bandari and Dr. Kishore Kumar B. to present a memento and certificate as a token of appreciation to our guest.
Oh. Sir was ready. Don't worry, sir. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, no worries. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yes, again, welcoming you guys for the research station. Anyway, if you MBBS guys, all these guys, if you're doing weekend rides to Agumbe, like there are a lot of guys. If you guys are doing to Agumbe, you guys are free to visit. If there are snakes sleeping and all, I'll take you and show you around. Yeah. Yeah. You could also stay. You could do your vacation too. Yeah. Yes, bye-bye. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye. Yeah.
I request everyone to be kindly seated as we are winding up the session. We will tell you all to move out when the time comes.
Again, there's like grind.
Next, I thank Dr. Rekha PD, Director of Research and Development Cell, for her unwavering support throughout conducting this program. Thank you, ma'am. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Rashodhar P. Bandari, Professor and Deputy Director of Yenepoya Research Center, for his immense encouragement throughout the session. Thank you, sir. I also thank Dr. Ashwini S. Shetty, Professor and Director, Directorate of Extension and Outreach Activities, in her absence, for helping us to organize today's program. Next, I thank Dr. Bhagya Sharma, Professor and Director of Center of Environmental Studies, for her presence throughout the section. Thank you, ma'am. I extend immense gratitude to Dr. Kishore Kumar B., Professor and Head of the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology. Further, my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Asif Hamid, Convener, Program Officer, NSS, Yenepoya Research Center, for heading the organization for this program and towards this success. Thank you, sir. I also thank the medical fraternity for giving us their support throughout the program. Next, I thank all the faculties present here for attending today's session in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, everyone. My heartfelt thanks to cameraman and technical committee and also the logistics support for helping us making this event a grand success. Finally, I thank all the MBBS students, research scholars and all the online and offline attendees for the program. We hope you will have gained some valuable insights from today's program. Thank you, one and all.
1 minute, guys. Yeah. This is like, I've got 2 souvenirs from the organization, okay? So I'm thinking of a question. So anybody who gets it right, gets a t-shirt, which is, this is XL. Okay, now question. Okay, now the question. This is one more souvenir bag, okay, tote bag. Okay, ready for the question? If you have answers, like you will have to raise your hands. Okay, question carefully. Which is a snake which causes maximum snake bite deaths in India? One got it right, Russell's Viper. What do you want, sir? What do you want? Excel? Yeah, thank you. Okay. And I'm thinking of one more question now. Anybody has a question? Like, I could add that question. Yeah, guys, what else is Agumbe known for other than king cobras? Yeah, that is the station. Agumbe. Yeah, you get it, sir. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, last but not least, his answer was Agumbe receives the highest rainfall in Karnataka. But now last thing, guys, one video I want, okay. So all of you have to hold your hands like this. And then I count 1, 2, 3. You'll have to make his, okay? Yeah. Ready? Yeah. Wait. Ready? I'm gonna give a count. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Bye guys. Thank you so much.
The refreshment is
thank you, sir.
arranged outside. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Please. Yeah. I belong to CC. Oh.